Hello, everybody. It's your boy 813 South coming at you yet again. You know what? I thought about what I wanted to do with this WrestleMania. I know a lot of people were doing their own reviews and going match by match, but I'm not going to do that this go around. Sorry for the lighting and everything. I'm in my room trying to get it prepared. But I just wanted to get in here and talk a little bit about WrestleMania 35. Some of the things I took away from it and some of the things I liked and did not like about it. I'm not going to go match per match. I'm pretty sure majority of you wrestling fans have seen it or are going back and watching it now. So let me just touch on some of the things, some of the matches that I enjoyed and things I didn't like about WrestleMania 35. One of the things I didn't like, let's get that out of the way right now, was the ending to the Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey story. WWE, I think that was piss poor booking. That finish, it sucked. From what I was reading on Wrestling Observer, from online, I'm sorry, at WrestlingInc.com, they were going between two finishes. One was going to be a pinfall, or one was going to be a submission, and Vince wanted to protect Ronda Rousey from what I was reading. Didn't want her to submit to Becky Lynch. They preferred a pin. But what I didn't like about that is you took me on this entire ride with the whole Becky Lynch story, and I was behind it, and I was into it. I was invested, and I invested my time in this storyline. And we get to WrestleMania to do winner takes all, and I'm waiting for this big climax to happen. And once the 1, 2, 3 happened, the crowd didn't even really pop. They didn't even know what to expect. They were just like stunned. Um, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them were like, "Oh, Ronda's shoulder was up," or "Wait, what just happened?" And that's what I felt. The people were like, "Wait, what just happened? Did she really win?" Because the pinfall happened so quickly. The ref counted seemed to be just a little bit quick to me. And I think that just killed everything. I'm like, you guys put all this time, you did all this months of build up since, I'll say Survivor Series, probably a little bit before then. You guys are doing all this build up and everything, and we take the title off of Asuka, and Becky wins the Royal Rumble, and we're doing all this, and it's heated, and then you do a big fight on Monday Night Raw, between the three women, and they're main eventing WrestleMania for the first time. The women are, and everybody's on the edge of their seat. We have to sit through an 8-hour freaking show, and we got what we wanted, but we didn't get what we wanted. In other words, people wanted Lynch to win, Becky to win. It's just we didn't know what to think about it. We were like, okay, did she just get the 3 count? What happened? I think that was just god awful. The referee could have been like, no, it wasn't a 3 count, cleaned it up, went back for maybe another 2 minutes, get the finish right, 1, 2, 3, and then the crowd would have probably erupted. They're reporting that Ronda Rousey was not upset, but when she left that ring, she looked a little pissed off. I don't know if she was pissed off about the way things happen, which is what I think, or was she pissed with herself and her performance? The match itself was, I would probably give that match a C+. Um, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. They did do some good things in there. I'm not going to take that away from them. It was good, but I think the ending is what really hurt it, with that booking. To me, I'm going to have to give Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan match of the night. Not only did you all tell a good story with that, Daniel Bryan did his part as a heel. This was textbook wrestling 101. Daniel Bryan was being the ultimate heel that he could be. And of course, Kofi was being the ultimate good guy excuse me, good guy that he could be. You had the fans booing Daniel and they were cheering Kofi. People were out of their seats. They were on the edge of their seats. They just were just so invested into that story, to me, more than the main event. To me, it almost kind of mirrored Steamboat and Flair. Not saying it was that quality of a match, but it was, the ultimate heel, Daniel Bryan, like Rick was. Kofi was, Steamboat. And once Kofi won and got the 1, 2, 3, and I do like that they only had to use one Trouble in Paradise. We didn't have to try to do that 2 or 3 times. One Trouble in Paradise got him the 3 count. The fans popped, as Jim Cornette would say, the babies were thrown in the air, and everybody's happy. I did like the way that match was booked, and I like the finish. It was a clear cut 1, 2, 3, no questions left about it. On a personal note, I'm very happy that finally there is a black WWE champion. Not WWE World Heavyweight Champion, a WWE champion. Big difference. So proud of Kofi, and man, I'm still on the high from him winning that championship match, man. I hope they keep the title on him for a nice period of time. Let the man run with the title, but tonight on Raw, we'll just have to wait and see. When another one I want to touch on is something I did not like, and something that felt forced to me was the Roman and Drew McIntyre match. And what I mean by forced is through majority of the match, Drew McIntyre dominated that match. And in typical WWE fashion, booking for your head of the company, the face of the company, he does his classic Roman Reigns crap and gets the 1, 2, 3. And it almost seemed as if the fans didn't know whether to boo or cheer Roman. And it was like some people were cheering, and then some people were like, boo, yay, boo, yay, yay, I guess. And it almost felt as if the people were like, well, with everything that Roman has come through with the leukemia, I can't boo the guy. Yeah, you can boo the character because it's like typical booking. Here we go again. To me, it wouldn't have hurt Roman if he would have lost, or at least have Roman do some new stuff in the match. He did, I think, maybe 2 new things. I know one was the leg drop, while he was on the apron outside, and he dropped the leg across Drew McIntyre. But it just felt like, oh God, here we go already. It's the typical Roman Reigns push agenda. I'm like, well, here we go. And then it's like now the fans are freaking confused because they're like, am I supposed to boo the guy that had leukemia? That's just the character, okay, of Roman Reigns, not Joe. I didn't like that, and it did feel a little awkward to me. Just looking at the fans' reaction, it seemed a little awkward on that one. But other than that, man, I would have to say I would probably give this WrestleMania an overall C plus, maybe B minus. The Kofi and Daniel Bryan match, I think that story really helped the pay per view. I did like the AJ Styles and Randy Orton match. Glad that they let AJ get the W on that one. Not mad about that. I am a little upset that the Revival lost the Raw Tag Team titles, but we'll see what happens tonight on Raw with that and everything. I didn't want to go again. I didn't want to go into depth with, excuse me, so much of WrestleMania and just babble along and then read off of some people's stuff and go match by match and try to do all this stuff. I just want to do a summary of some of the things I liked and disliked about WrestleMania. The Batista and Triple H match. Um, I'm glad Dave's retired. I I love Dave from what he did back in the day, but it's time for Dave to hang him up. Yeah, I'm done with that that phase of wrestling. Wait a minute. I did just think about something that I do have to complain about. Yeah, the Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin match. I am one of those fans that did not want Baron Corbin to be facing Kurt Angle. I felt he deserved someone better than Baron Corbin. I wouldn't mind Shelton Benjamin, like a lot of us said in the wrestling community. I think a perfect opponent for Kurt Angle, if WWE had not fired him, would have been Jack Swagger. And I'm talking about the American Jack Swagger, not the We the People Jack Swagger. That would have been perfect for Swagger if he was still with the company. Then you could have had him. You could have even had Kurt manage him, you know, and get him the U.S. title and then bring Jack back up. But wishful booking and things like that, because as we all know, Swagger's no longer with the company. But yeah, my thing is, okay, Baron Corbin wins this match against Kurt Angle. Where does that put Baron Corbin? Like, what's next for him? I don't see him getting the Universal Championship match against Seth at Money in the Bank. So what are we doing after he beats Kurt Angle? He's just gonna come up here on Monday Night Raw and I retired Kurt Angle. Okay, that's fine and dandy, but now what are we gonna do with Baron Corbin? Am I supposed to believe that he's going to become the Universal Champion off of this? What is going to be the payoff? I guess we're going to have to wait and see what happens on Monday Night Raw tonight from Brooklyn. I believe they're in Brooklyn tonight. Yeah, so I'm a little kind of bummed about that. The Shane McMahon and Miz match. I know I'm not going through all the matches. It seems like I am, but I'm not. I think that was a fairly good match there. Something I was really pissed off about. I think WWE overproduces too much of their stuff. My boy Alex made a good point. The Lex Man, the cameraman. First off, when they went up there on top of where they were going to do the superplex, in my left corner, I can see the cameraman, the guy that was already up there, pointing down to the people below, like, get ready for the spot, get ready for the spot. I shouldn't see that as a fan. These camera guys and all this, they need to get out of the way instead of always trying to get that shot. And then, as Alex pointed out, like we all saw, we knew that was going to be some type of pad down there and everything. And like he said, they should have just shot an up angle when that happened, or just do it like you did old school. As they're taking the superplex, man, pan back and stuff. We don't want to see. We don't have to see everything. Let us use our imagination. Like, holy crap, what the heck happened? Yeah, it's like, okay, I can see all the measures you took to make sure that was safe. Piss poor camera angles, man, and camera work right there. I got to call that out on the guys. But that's about all I'm going to say for WrestleMania, man. Was it a bad WrestleMania? No, I've seen worse. WrestleMania to me, though, it is too long. We all complain about that, to sit there and do the pre-show from 5 to 7, and then for us on the East Coast, the pay-per-view didn't go off, I think, until like 12:15, something like that. So a lot of guys on the East Coast are trying to record videos, and I see guys that are just dog tired, man. They got to cut down this time of WrestleMania and everything like that. WrestleMania will be in my city, Tampa, Florida, in 2020. So I definitely will be going to that one way or another, as long as the good Lord keeps me here. But again, overall, WrestleMania to me wasn't that bad. Um, I'm just wanting to see where these stories are going to go now and develop. Um, Perhaps we'll get maybe in 3 weeks a superstar shakeup or a draft, whatever they're going to call it. I hope they do. I would love to see. I'm calling it early. I want them to move the Revival to SmackDown because I want to see the Revival versus the Usos for the SmackDown tag team titles. I'm not going to say the SmackDown Live tag team titles. That's another thing that's crazy. I was just going to finish this video. Got to touch on that. Why do we keep having to say, and still, once they win, the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions? We know SmackDown is live or supposed to be live, whatever it is. Do we really have to say that? Why can't we just say the SmackDown Tag Team Champions? We don't say the WWE Raw Live Tag Team Champions. They're just the Raw Tag Team Champions. Please, let's stop doing that. Cut out the real Daniel Bryan. I'm tired of that. Also, WWE, Vince mainly, can we stop butchering people's names? We changed Mustafa Ali to Ali. We changed Andrade Cien Almas to Andrade. Cut that mess out, man. Jeez, leave the guys alone. Let them be who they are. Stop shortening stuff. Yeah, that's working my nerves. And to the idiot that attacked Bret Hart, you got exactly what you deserved. I'm happy about that. If any of you fools in Tampa try that mess, man, we'll talk about that on a later date. But until next time, I will talk to you all later. I'll give you my thoughts, my opinions, and that's all they are my opinions on Monday Night Raw, the Raw after WrestleMania. As they always say, this is the crazy crowd. You never know what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see where these stories are going to take us until next WrestleMania. And hopefully we don't get Roman shoved down our throats, but I doubt it. We're probably going to get Roman shoved down our throats. Yeah. And on that note, I will see you guys later. Shout out to John Cena though for bringing back. I'm sorry, I know I was going to go for doing the Doctor of Thugonomics. Excuse me, I'm tired. That was funny. I love how John had to try to keep a straight face while doing that character. Man, it looked like John wanted to bust out laughing, going back in time, but he did a real good job, man. So. To all those people out there, man, follow me on Twitter at 813South. Hopefully to get this room done and get more stuff going for you all. I'm going to be talking about video games real soon. I am a gamer, a hardcore gamer. And until then, I know I keep saying it, but I'm out this piece. Later.